Good morning, everyone. Gray morning to you all. It's the 30th of January. I can't believe January is over, basically, already. That went fast. I think that's kind of what I love about the winter lecture series, is that it's something to look forward to every week. And it's Saturday and Sunday, so it's, you got something to do on both days of the weekend if you want. And now that I've been doing the video for them, that eats up my Monday and Tuesday, and I'm just kind of like in a bubble on those days, just stuck in the office in front of a computer all day, and that makes the week go by even faster. So anything that speeds winter along, I'm all for. That's a good thing. And here we are, first month of the year and the winter, well, not of the winter, but of the year out of the running. I got a call today from my dealership saying that my lease is up in a few months, and so I got to look at something else. But got a nice payment now. I don't mind it. I keep my expenses low, because I'm self-employed, and you gotta. I don't have a fixed or not a fixed, but an income that I can rely on. It's fickle because it's listener supported, and so I can't say, oh yeah, I'm gonna, because I might be able to afford a Mercedes 1 month, but or a payment on one at least, but not the next. So I try to keep all my expenses really low, and also a car to me is a tool. My favorite car is a Jeep Wrangler, but they're not making them in stick as much anymore. It's very hard to find them. And then a lot of them are going to EVs, which immediately emasculates it and doesn't make it a Wrangler anymore. It's just a remote controlled car. So I'm not going to try to get one of those. That's it. As long as I can get from point A to point B and rely on the vehicle, that's what I want. So I don't need anything. I do want all-wheel drive because, where I'm in the country and when it snows, sometimes nobody, it takes a while to plow all the roads because there's a lot of roads and they're all long and spread out, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so that's something on my agenda for this year. And then, of course, as we all are preparing our taxes. Have you done your taxes already? Cindy already got hers done. It's easy when you have a W-2, but when you don't, you have to wait for all these different forms to come in, and it's a little more difficulter. But have you finished your tax? Are you one of those people that likes to get your taxes done early, or do you wait till the very last minute? I used to wait till the very last minute, but this year I'm doing them early. Good morning, James. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Jumpmaster. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Sandra. Sandra or Sandra? I know I asked you that last time. I didn't see an answer. Good morning, Paul. Hello there, Gene. Michael, 6 questions, Lance. Loved the Sykes lecture video. Thank you, Michael. Well, that's, of course, the great work of John Hoptack. So I put a note in the description saying that there was this, and the saturation on the color of the video gradually desaturates as the video goes on, and then it resaturates and then goes to black and white, which the black and white at the beginning, the black and white at the end are on purpose. In the middle, it's supposed to be color all the way. And so what had happened yesterday was I had gotten it done early. I'm getting the hang of the format, so I'm able to get these edited quicker. So I was done by 3 o'clock. But by done, I mean I was done with all the editing, and then I had to wait for it to process or render out, which varies according to how long the video is, how many effects and how many cuts and other things you've put on it. Normally it takes 20 minutes, but this time it was estimating an hour and 20 minutes. And I was like, what the hell is that about? And And now it just dawned on me, it's probably because it was gradually desaturating that it takes all that time. But anyway, so now I'm like, I thought I was going to be able to get home early, like before dinner. And then it's saying it's going to take an hour and a half or hour 20 minutes. But it's an estimated time. It's not precise. So that turned out being 3 hours. And then it was finished. So I had to sit there. Well, I didn't have to sit there. Eventually I got up and took a walk. But I sat there for a while. My phone battery was dying. I didn't want to use the computer because I didn't want to take up RAM. So my phone memory is dying. And I didn't have my charger with me. And I forgot that I had taken the charger out of the studio and didn't have it. So I couldn't like watch YouTube or anything. So like, I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm like, oh, well, I've been sitting around all day and it's getting stuffy in here. I'm gonna go for a walk. So I went for a walk on the square and bumped into Richie Condon. And so we talked for a bit. And then I was like, all right, I think I've killed enough time. And when I had left, it was at about 65% rendered. And when I got back, it was at about 75% rendered. And I was out for an hour. So that was annoying. But then as you get towards the end, once the color comes back and it doesn't need to do anything special, it started to move a little quicker. So anyway, rendered it out, hit play to look at it, and I'm skipping through. I don't watch the whole thing. I just skip through to see if there's anything I catch. And I notice it's like desaturated as it moves on. And I was like, oh no. And I go into the editor and I look and see, and sure enough, the setting is to make it desaturate. And I was so pissed because that meant another possible 3 hours of waiting for it to render. So I said, you know what? I don't want to make these people wait. I'll put it up tonight. How many views is it going to get? You know, I'll put it up tonight for like 50 people who are going to watch it, and then make that video private and then re-upload it tomorrow morning properly. And then this morning I woke up and it's almost got 1,000 views. So I don't know. Do I still go ahead with my plan and put the right version up? I mean, nobody in the comments during the live view last night seemed to really care. I did, of course. But yeah, you know what? I don't care if anybody cares. I care. That's right. It's my work. It's my name on it. I'm going to fix it. So that's what I'm going to do. So last night when I left the office, I had it render out a proper version. And we'll see if that actually does anything. Hello, Babber. Watching they die with their boots on TCM. Nice. That's a classic. Fantasy, but a classic. Just finished Sykes. Well done, Matt. The speaker didn't look 3 miles away. The sound was good, and the slides are great. Thanks. Thank you, Jump Master. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, tonight's lecture is Pete Carmichael. And Pete, I think I told you this yesterday. You know, I emailed him ahead of time and I said, do you hang out at the podium or do you move around? And he's like, that he's a combination between Phil Donahue and I forget who else. And I had a laugh because I knew exactly what he meant by Phil Donahue. Phil would get up in the audience and walk around. So I was like, okay. So I shot it from up top, and there's a lot of zooming in, zooming out. So I hope you don't get dizzy, because Pete moves around quite a bit. We'll see what we can do with it. Oh, this light is a nightmare. night we go. We're on Middle Street, for those of you who want to know roads. It's always interesting to get those comments. It would be nice if you showed us what roads you were on, or told us what roads you were on. And I always go to their YouTube channels to see the proper way to do these videos, and they never have videos. It's amazing. But no, I bust balls. It would be nice to know what road you're on. Of course, it's a driving video, ladies and gentlemen. Of course you want to know where you're going. This person's turning on South Hay Street. All right. Middle Street, Fairfield Road, Hagerstown Road. That's right, Michael. And don't forget 116, now in the days of numbers. So you got a lot of names for one road. Middle Street in town, Fairfield Road, Hagerstown Road, or 116 once you leave town, which is right at the top of that hill, basically. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Hey, don't forget, February 17th, Taco Tuesday Trivia Night. It's going to be fun. It's not a show. We're just going to have fun. Doing a little trivia night. So if you're into trivia, I know Matt Atkinson was inquiring about it, considering coming. I'm not sure if he's going to or not, but I hope 6 Questions Lentz will be there. Whoever gets to be on his team will be very lucky. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. Jake Schindel from the Ragged Edge Coffee House is going to be on our show on Thursday, and we're going to talk a little bit about Taco Tuesday Trivia Night and the Ragged Edge and how long it's been here and how it's, you know, a built from the ground up type of thing, and he worked really, really hard to build it and get it to where it is. He is of the community, and you know, a good guy, good all-around guy. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Jake. Everybody likes Jake, and I think you'll like him too when he comes on the show. He'll also be making the tacos. Okay, see where this is going? He'll be making the tacos on Taco Tuesday Trivia Night on a Saturday. February 17th, go to the Seminary Ridge website to get your tickets. I think it's seminaryridgemuseum.org. I should know that. I should have that committed to memory, but I don't. I'm sorry. But you know what? You can Google it. Remember that? You know, that thing? You Google it, and it'll come up. And then you go to the website, and you navigate until you find Taco Tuesday Trivia on a Saturday, and then you get yourself a ticket. And then when you get a ticket, you then have a way to get in. And then if you have a way to get in, you can have tacos on Tuesdays and trivias. And of course, you understand what I'm talking about. So this is the Field of Pickett's Charge. Sorry, the road that we were on is West Confederate Avenue, where the Western Confederates were from. And good morning, Mark. Morning, Jim. Oh, Jim, I already said good morning to you, but good morning again. Matt, is there any place that does ATV tours? Oh, yeah, good luck. Oh, near Gettysburg? No, I don't think so. But definitely not on the park. Or in the park. I wouldn't say on the park, but I think it's proper to say in the park. But you understand what I'm saying regardless. Yeah, I'm not aware of any ATV tours around in the area. That's not a bad idea, though. I mean, see, that's the thing is like, So I don't know. I don't know anything about ATVs. I'm not in that world, so I don't know if it's like, um, what do you call it? I don't know what I'm talking about. That's basically what I don't know. Sorry, just drifted off there and totally forgot where I was going with my conversation. Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about the ATV world. There's, state parks, but I'm sure they probably don't allow ATVs up there. I don't really know. I don't even know where to begin on guessing. I couldn't even take an educated guess on that one. So your guess is as good as mine. I would Google that as well. But you certainly cannot take any ATVs in the park. I mean, I don't know about the roads. I believe that the Park Service's rules are if it's legal in the state that they're in, then it's legal in the park. So, I mean, if it's a street legal vehicle, I don't see why you couldn't take it on the park roads, but you cannot go off-roading in the park. That would be cray-cray. I mean, you can't even ride bicycles on pathways, so they're not going to let you take an ATV anywhere. And I know that's not what you were asking, but I'm having a Grant. So last night in the comments last night on the live, the premiere of the lecture, Grant, I forgot. Oh, I think I remember. He said, it's nice to hear about the less well-known... Was it less or least well-known? No, less well-known? I forgot what it was. But it's something like that. And I just did asterisk lesser-known Grant. Because Grant and I... Grant bust my balls, but I'm starting to bust him back. That's my new... I figure it's only fun for Grant if he gets them back, right? You don't bust balls to not have balls busted back. I've said bust balls a lot in today's drive, and I am sorry. I am so sorry. That is crass. Bust gonads is what I meant to say. All right. I'm gonna chance it because we haven't gone this way a lot lately because of the connection issues, but I'm gonna chance it, and I'm gonna go down through the enchanted forest and into the valley of death, cell phone signal death. And right now there's 30 people watching. Let's see how drastically it drops if I lose service. I'll bet you it'll drop to like 12. 24, it's already dropped. Matt, you better make sure the ombre from Ragged Edge has keto-friendly top. I have them myself. Cindy found some keto taco shells, soft taco shells, and they're pretty good. There's also, have you heard of Quest? You know, they have like shakes and candies, but it's all like diet stuff. They make tortilla chips, but they're made out of cauliflower. I gotta tell you, cauliflower as a crust or whatever is really kind of tasty. A potato or whatever. And I'm gonna try to remember on Thursday to bring those wild chips that I was talking about on the show a couple weeks ago and let Bethany and the crew try them. They're quote-unquote potato chips made from chicken. Galooly. So, yeah. It sounds weird, but they're delicious. They're $3.50 a bag, but it's a bigger bag, so you get a good deal in there. And it's chicken. All right, we didn't lose service. That's pretty good. It's weird. On the cloudy days, you tend to not lose service as much as on the sunny days. Joseph's Pita Bread, or what was it? Lavash, is a nice 2-carb option, or low-carb option. Gotcha. Looks like some curbing there. Have you heard? I think this started last year, but I was on YouTube and going through, reels while I was waiting for the video to render yesterday, and there was a story about, I can't remember his name, but he was one of the native actors in Dances with Wolves. He played a younger guy, probably like a teenager, I guess he would have been. I forget his name. It's not, you've seen him in probably a couple of other movies, but he's not famous like Rodney A. Grant or Wes Studi. He's not as famous as those guys, or Graham Greene. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, he was arrested for basically like being a cult leader. And he had like a house in Las Vegas and 6 wives, a bunch of weapons, and he was preparing them for cyanide pill, crazy stuff. And it's just, I'm so fascinated by these cults. I can't understand how people fall for it. Like, did you see the one, what the hell is it called? Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix. And then there's another one about the same topic on Prime, and I can't remember the name of it. But it's about this young couple that started doing like love guru type stuff online, and they honed in on this concept of twin flames, which used to be called a soulmate, but apparently that's a racist term now, so we have to call it twin flames. I don't know why that had to change, but whatever. And it didn't. It's an old term, but for some reason we're using it now instead of soulmate. Point is, that's the concept. It's your soulmate. And this couple is like crazy, but they got people, like really lonely, desperate, sad people to buy into it, literally buy into it. And all because they guaranteed that they were going to help you find your twin flame. Oh, but then it gets just messed up, because they're like, they're matching people with people of the same sex, but they're not gay. And, just really, and they're insisting, no, this is your twin flame. So whether you are gay or not, it doesn't matter. You have to fall in love with this person. And they do it. It's just crazy to see how. Oh, and then there's that other one with the woman who thought that Robin Williams was like the head of this alien ship, basically, and all these celebrities were. Love Wins, I think it's called. You got to check these out. I mean, you just sit there going, how do these people fall for this crap? Are they crazy? Are they desperate? Are they lonely? I think it's a mix of all those. So I'm just fascinated whenever I see a story about cults. I don't understand it. And like when I don't understand something, I kind of fixate on it for a while, trying to see if I can put myself in the shoes of one person in the story. And I don't understand either position. The cult leader or the cult follower. Why would you want, I understand intellectually why someone would want to be the cult leader, but how in good conscience can you do what cult leaders do to the people who follow them? And then on the other side of the coin, how can you follow someone who says, because they all do this, turn over your life savings to the cult, And then a little while later, oh, God said I need to sleep with your wife. And then some of the guys are even worse. So, like, at what point in the cult journey does the cult follower go, hey, you know, that's a little much? Like, clearly it's not with the life savings. Clearly it's not with the wife. So, like, where do you draw the line? I don't know. It's fascinating to me. Morning, Eric Houston. How are you? Nathan Chasing Horse. That's the guy. You heard the story too. What a crazy story. Do they make keto beer? Don't I? No, but you know what though, Marcy, when I first did the keto diet, I was very strict in the first 2 weeks, and a little bit after that too. Like I wouldn't have beer, I wouldn't have any alcohol, I wouldn't have any sugar whatsoever. I was very careful about that. I ate very plain diet, but very, simple diet, like eggs, meats, bacon, eggs, bacon, beef, whatever. What I like to do is I'll get ground lamb, ground buffalo, and ground veal if it's there, or just regular old beef. And I put 1 packet of each of those in a big iron skillet and skillet it, and then I put it in a Tupperware bin, and it's very versatile. Middle of the day, stop home to let the dog out, maybe grab something to eat, 4 or 5 spoonsful of that, and you're fine. And that's your lunch. And then you move on with your day. Or you wake up in the morning and you want to have some eggs, and you're out of bacon, you grab some of that, warm it up in the pan, throw the eggs and cheese and whatever else you have in there, mix it all up, and call it breakfast. So I do that. I like to do that. I also do that with a chuck roast. You slow cook a chuck roast all day. To me, there's nothing better than a slow cooked chuck roast. And same thing, Tupperware bin, pick at it all week, incorporate it into meals, just have it on its own, whatever. And then, you got your Brussels sprouts, your asparagus, your broccoli over there for your roughage, and your vitamins and all those other things, and you got everything. So that's what I used to do. Now, I still do it, but we got a keto cookbook that someone had given me, and I never actually used it because A, I'm not a recipe follower, and B, I was a single guy for 5 years, living alone. Who was I cooking for? And C, I stopped doing the keto diet. So anyway, we went through it and picked out some things that we like. In fact, last night, Cindy made egg roll in a bowl. So it's all the innards of an egg roll, but no wrapping, no roll. And it was delicious. It's the second time she made it. So far, it's my favorite. But the other night, she made a thing, what was it? It was like a chicken bacon ranch casserole. And we had broccoli, cauliflower, cream cheese, sour cream. I think there was cheddar. Yeah, cheddar, chicken, and bacon, and then ranch seasoning. Not dressing, seasoning. Seasoning doesn't have sugar. I have to tell you, it was tasty and filling. Very filling, actually. And so that makes it easier to eat less. All right, you don't want to hear about this all the time. Speaking of shows, the Heaven's Gate call. Oh, yeah. Those people were nuts, too. Lonely, desperate, sad. Well, shoot, that makes me their target audience. Oh, Mike, now I feel bad for you. Mike, give me half of your life savings, and I will make your life better. Yeah, the Heaven's Gate, was that the people that castrated themselves? That was, wasn't it? And then they shaved their heads. They were waiting for the Hale-Bopp comet or something. Grant. At least they went out with decent shoes. Grant, you're a funny guy. You should do Australian stand-up comedy. You know, whatever that is. They do make low-carb beer, according to Grant. Oh, is that Mick Ultra? What is the low-carb beer? See, I'm not a beer guy. I'll have a beer, but I'm not like an enthusiast where I know the ins and outs. Oh, and that was my point, talking about beer. 1 meal a week, I allow myself to enjoy a little of something. So that might be tortilla chips at Montezuma's before the meal comes. But the meal, I have them take the carbs out. So no tortilla if I get a burrito or fajita or quesadilla. Just the innards. And I'll allow rice on that one. And then that's it. The rest of the week, cut that stuff out. And so far, now it'll be a month on February 2nd. And so far, I don't look like I lost weight, but I feel like I lost weight. I feel lighter. I feel like I have more energy. I do notice my pants are fitting a little looser. And I do notice that when I'm walking, I can discern space between my gut and the inside of my shirt. So that's nice. That's nice. Rerun was my favorite character on What's Happening. D was second. Yeah. Yeah. No, Rerun was the best. Well, I mean, he had some moves. The guy could dance. But is this a rerun? Right, Grant, I know. God, Grant, I'm so sorry. Nikes are uncomfortable, probably the reason they departed. Chuck definitely does make a yummy roast. It really does, Jim. You need to get a smoker and get into smoking meat. Can't beat it. Yeah, Eric, that's my next... I'm going to get that in the spring. I got a flat top grill for the patio outside. So when the weather gets warm and you're down here, we'll have a little cookout. I do hibachi, you know. I studied hibachi for years, you know, by going and sitting in front of the hibachi chef and watching him while everybody else talked. So you can come down, I'll put my hibachi chef hat on, and I will throw shrimp at your face and squirt you in the eye with sake. So yes, but and a meat smoker is the next thing I'm going to get into. A friend of mine has a smoker. He has one of those, it's like in a 55-gallon drum, and as I recall, it's not like on its side, you know, it's not fashioned out of one. It's literally just the drum, and then there's like a way to smoke in it, but it's a charcoal smoker. And I remember the first time we had it, I thought, it's gonna I don't like charcoal, I don't like the taste of that. But it was actually pretty good. But he also has a wood smoker, which I thought was much better. So I'm looking into smokers, and I'm gonna get one for the spring, or during the spring. Yeah, so apparently, Jumpmaster, you say liquor is distilled, have a shot or two or three. I was surprised to find, I said, what alcohols are okay to drink on keto? And I was surprised that even red wine is okay. Not a lot of it, but, well, you shouldn't drink a lot of it anyway. But the liquors they listed, even whiskey, they said was okay. Beer is where you run into the problem. We can smoke some meat during the CWI and have it at the end of the day. Well, that's a good idea. CWI, so since you're going to be on the crew, Eric, CWI is a action-packed 3 or 4 days. And they're longish. They're not longish. I mean, first of all, we get 3 meals a day. And we... So, you know, you can have dinner there. So we don't have to cook it at home. But I like the idea of that. Just let it smoke all day while we're gone. Or overnight and let it sit. Oh, who knows? There's so many ways it could go. So many ways. But anyway, yeah, that's a good idea, Eric. I don't know if I'll probably have it before then. So yeah, we can do that. That'd be fun. Matt, it's not visible because the fat is probably coming off your liver, which is great. Is that true? I see. I'm sorry. I thought you were making an alcohol joke. So you're saying I can't notice the difference because my liver is losing the fat first. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to remember though, when I did it last time. Now, I was 5 years younger when I did it last time. And it's that crucial 5 years where you go from being a fully functioning human being to the beginning of your decline. So, a lot's happened since then. But I seem to recall dropping a little more weight within the first month, within the first 2 weeks. But I was also counting calories more. Now I'm just kind of going by feel, like I eat when I'm hungry and I listen to my stomach when it says you're full, and I don't overeat like I used to, but I still might be taking in more calories than I should. I got to start counting them. I haven't done that yet because, one thing at a time. Let's switch the diet first and then we'll count the calories. One of the things I've learned to enjoy is a nitro cold brew, which for some reasons this Sheetz has been out of for like a week. The other Sheetz ran out of them, and a day later they had replenished their stock. So I don't know why this Sheetz is having a hard time doing that, but they're literally like 3 miles away. Anyway, let me see if I've missed any comments here before I go. The first weight drop off with keto is all water weight because you're not having the carbs. Oh, the bearded butchers always make me hungry. Go by how your clothes fit. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I have my pants are a little looser, but not loose enough to go in another notch on the belt. But looser in the sense that the current notch I've been using is not enough. So, I can feel the difference there. I can see the difference kind of on my sides, like the love handles are kind of going away, but it's that disgusting, gross belly that really makes me look middle-aged. That and the gray hair and the beards, but one thing at a time. Life savings, Mike says, in reference to my guarantee that he'll find love and happiness. Yes. Okay, he says, I can give you $3 and some Subway coupons. See that, folks? $3 and Subway coupons. That's his life savings, but he's willing to give it over for true love. I guess I can be a cult leader. That's how they do it. Hey, Marie, how you doing? It's just a little touchy to control the temperature. Yeah, there's a science to smoking, and I need to kind of study it a little bit more before I dive into it. Like, what kind of smoker do I get? How do I smoke it? Do I use this type of pellet or that type of pellet? Or do I use wood? Or, there's... Grant says the first way to drop from keto is all water weight because you're not having the carbs. Jumpmaster jumps in and says, wrong, Grant, you Australian boob. All right, let's see how he's wrong. Let's move to Dragoon says smoking is definitely an all-day event, social event. We usually put brisket and pork. Oh, so good. Hungry. Then sausage and ribs to eat during the day. So you can have Rebel Red. Nice. I guess I could. I don't know if there's a certain dryness, like, that is still a little sweet for me. I prefer the drier wines. Cindy got this thing for Christmas. Oh, what the hell do they call it? It's like one of those companies where they send you, like the Jelly of the Month Club, you know? Except she got a box of wine, and it's samples. It comes in these little tubes that are one glass, one cup, or yeah, glass of wine. And they're from different countries. And this red that we tried, I really liked it, and it was Spanish. So I go to the Giant, which is our supermarket here. I go into the liquor section, and I ask the lady. I show her the name of the wine, and I said, "Do you carry this wine?" And she like glanced at it, and she just saw a bunch of foreign words, and she goes, "No." And I go, "Well, where do I get fancy wine?" And she's like, "You'd have to go to the liquor store down the road." She's like, "We have fancy wines, just none with that many words." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to the liquor store down the road, and in the Spanish section, they did not have that wine. Ah, but it was so good. And then we had another one, also Spanish, red, almost as good. I was never really into wine, but here's something I noticed. Since doing the keto diet, I can drink a glass of wine and not get a headache. Doesn't matter if it has sulfites or not. And because it didn't matter if it had sulfites or not before, wine would always give me a headache. But now it doesn't. Now it doesn't. Amazing. Smoked turkey is great too. Oh yeah. Cut the sugar as near to 100% as possible and cut carbs 25. Yeah, that's what I do, Jump. Um, Smoked turkey is great too. Marie says not belly button. Wait, what? Where did it say? Oh no, my belly button is not disgusting. It's beautiful. Uh, Smoked turkey is Marie's fave. Are you doing live editing today? Yes, I will be doing. Yes, this is going to be an interesting one because it's Pete Carmichael. He moves around a lot, so we're going to have to see if there's any fancy footwork that I can do to cover some of my bad zooms and pans because I didn't anticipate his move right. Oh, the girlfriend is all sad because she drank her last bottle of Rebel Red and has to wait till we go back. Ah, gotcha. They don't ship? Not gonna give up my natty daddy and Steel Reserve and pizza. Pizza. I do miss pizza. You know how you fold it and all that oil just oozes out when you take the bite and you burn your cheek, and the pepperoni and the sauce. It's the gooey dough. Forget this keto. I quit. They don't ship out of state, we asked. That sucks. That sucks. Well, when are you coming back, Paul? All right. While Paul is answering the question, best smoked turkey is when you season it like pastrami. See, I gotta get. Do you guys who are obviously meat smokers? All you meat smokers out there, will you do me a favor and email me a couple of links to good resources for learning about smoking meats and the science behind it and the art of it and all that jazz? Matt at addressinggettysburg.com. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. All right, folks, I'm going to go inside, get something to eat. It's already 10:12. First lieutenants, be on the lookout for a live video coming soon. Oh, by the way, if you're a first sergeant, that's the $3 level, I'm adding a new perk for you. You're going to get one episode a month. I had an interesting email from a member at the $3 level, and while I do believe it was a matter of not reading the description ahead of time and not realizing that level does not get any episodes during the month, I got to thinking, and I got to talking with Cindy last night, and I'm like, I think I need to make some changes. And so there's a few changes that were made on Patreon last night. Nothing that anybody who's a current patron would notice, except that First Sergeants, $3 level, they're going to have one episode a month moving forward. So it's not retroactive because I just don't have the time to go through every single, or not every single, but enough episodes in the past and make them available. There's no way to do it in bulk. So I'd have to individually go in and do that. So from basically next Monday on, that first sergeant is going to get 1 episode a month. It's going to be at a different time each month, and it's going to be a randomly selected one. And not to punish you or anything, it's just because I'm just going to make it, you know, so that you're not having to wait a full month. So in other words, you might get it on the second Monday this month, but on the first Monday of next month. And so that's not a full 4 weeks that you have to wait. I don't want you to have to wait a full month for it, so I want to kind of do it up. Or you might get it on the last Monday of the month and the first Monday of the next month. You never know. You never know. That's the excitement that is dealing with my ADD rattled brain. Or is it addled? It's addled, isn't it? Well, either way. Oh, look at this. We got some. Okay, so let's see. Good brine is the trick. Absolutely. Have a good one. Thank you, Marie. You too. Marcia will do, she says. Jump master, but you can eat 2 dozen wings. Exactly. That's the beauty of it. That really is the beauty of it. I mean, okay, you can eat 2 dozen wings, but at least at this stage for me, I do have to watch my calories because I'm trying to lose weight. And I don't know yet if I'm in full ketosis. For some reason, I should get one of those strips. I'm going to get one of those strips and find out. Anyway. 2020. Okay. Eric Houston says AG is like an illicit drug. Give them a little to get them hooked. Yeah. If only they got hooked droves, But whatever. Jennifer says have a blessed day. You too, Jennifer. All of you have a blessed day, even if you don't think you can be blessed. And that's it. I will see you first lieutenants on the live stream in a little while. Have a good one. Dwight Gooden. Remember him?